We're back. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for visiting, and if you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much. And if you're new or returning, make sure that first and foremost, you are subscribing. I appreciate everyone who does subscribe, everyone who does like, reshare, comment. All of that matters so much to me, and I'm just so grateful for that. Okay, friends, so today we are talking about rest. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes. We are talking about rest and how you don't have to earn your rest, and toxic productivity, just the really rigid expectations that we sometimes can put on ourselves. I'll take myself for an example. I haven't uploaded in 2 weeks. Reason being, I caught the flu, and then after the flu, the holidays came and I was not in town, and I just really wanted to be present for my family and also give myself a break. That is why I didn't film for 2 weeks. But in that, I felt this huge weight of guilt, of feeling like there is so much I could be doing right now. Surely I could be more productive. Surely I could be using my time better. And then a voice came into my head, which I can't help but to know that it was spirit, but it said that rest is productive. And I thought about that for some time, because I never think that I've ever saw rest as productive. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but I have always felt that my rest has to be earned. I have to feel like I have gotten through my to-do list for that day, for that week, for that month, for whatever, to feel like it was a successful day, and so that I can sleep well, to feel like it was a successful month, and I can move into the next month with, feeling accomplished and feeling like I earned that. Because let's face it, we value things more when we earn it, not when it's given, not when it's inherited, not when it's borrowed, but when it's earned. And that goes for everything in life. So I feel like rest, in some ways, we treat it that way, even though it is our right as a human being to rest and restore ourselves, but we don't always give ourselves the allowance to do that. So I started thinking about ways that I could prioritize my rest. I was thinking about, oh gosh, I wonder if the Warmly Jahcelyne audience also is struggling with this, especially when you put on that layer of it's the new year, right? We oftentimes want to spring right into action. Okay, so January is going to look like this, February is going to look like this, Q1 is going to look like this, Q2 is going to look like this. And while that isn't wrong, I do think, where are we fitting rest in? Where are we stopping and pausing to hear for direction? Where and when are we aligning ourselves with the right direction? Because listen, we could be governing ourselves and find ourselves way in a whole other situation and way out of position that we were never supposed to be in, all because we didn't rest, all because we didn't slow down. So I started thinking about, okay, here's how I want to prioritize my rest. The first thing is reframing the way that I'm thinking about rest. It is productive. It's productive and a restorative thing that is such a blessing on our lives, to even be able to get that second burst of energy that we need, to get the tools that we need to reconfigure our next steps. So I was like, okay, I want to really reframe how I'm looking at rest, how I'm approaching it, and also allowing myself to have it without guilt, or without like literally mentally bullying myself while I'm resting. So because what good is rest if you're bullying yourself in your head, being like, you could be doing something else, you could be spending this time doing something better, you're gonna miss out. It's that scarcity mindset of, if I don't get this done, and if I don't do this within the time that I'm seeing it, it'll go away, or I'll be behind, or I'll be irrelevant, or I'll have less, or I'll somehow be the tail and not the head, right? Like, I will be having to catch up. And while that has some remnants of truth, it's not the whole truth. So I started reframing, like, okay, because this is not the whole truth, let me look at the full truth. And the full truth is that I don't have to earn rest. It's my right, and I don't have to have guilt over it. And I think just like everything, there needs to be balance. So if I'm resting too much, then I start feeling those things of guilt. So it's really about implementing that balance into my rest. When I am awake, how am I, second point, managing and prioritizing my time? How am I setting up my weeks where I can be productive and feel productive and do the things that I need to do, but it's balanced because I'm managing my time appropriately. All of that time that I'm using to scroll and be so involved in what other people are doing in their lives, or listening to nonsense on YouTube, or doing whatever, how could I be using that time better? It's those times that are mindless, that you're not really resting, right? Because I think that resting has to be intentional, and I'm gonna get into that in another point about what I mean by that. But I think that in those instances when you are kind of just doing mindless activity, that you're not benefiting from that in any way, that's when it's like, okay, that's the time to be like, how can I be using this time better? So it's like really in those moments of when you are mindlessly doing things, that it can be redirected in the thought of, I could be using my time better. So that's the 2-point of reframing and time management. And another way that I am prioritizing myself, friends, is using Vita RX. Vita RX are personalized daily vitamin packs created to be unique as you are, alongside seasoned nutritionists to meet your lifestyle and health goals by completing a brief assessment that analyzes everything you need and nothing that you don't. Vita RX is completely customizable and organic. You can get yours today using code Jahcelyne for 55% off at checkout. Let's kick this year off strong and healthy with Vita RX. And for my next point, rest isn't just the act of sleeping. There are things such as active rest that I've started implementing into my life and into my routine. And what do I mean by that, friends? Is active rest is things that just are purely enjoyment. I think about reading a book, right? Fiction or self-help, things like that. I am benefiting from that. I am using my imagination, I'm using my time well, but it's not requiring too much of me that it's taking away from my rest. So reading a book is one of the ways that you can implement active rest into your routine. The other way is spending time with friends. By that, I mean, again, that is something that is putting back and pouring into you, but it can be very restorative. It can be good for the soul. It can feed you in ways that you can't otherwise get. So my next point is really all about boosting your self-worth, your self-image, and the way that you see yourself. Because if you see yourself as only being valuable while doing, there's a problem. If you see yourself only worthy by what you do and how much you're producing, there's a problem. Because you're not a human doing, you're a human being. And simply you just existing and you just living is enough, is worthy, is valuable. So it's really just understanding and boosting the way that you see yourself, and getting away from that scarcity mindset of, will I be enough or will I be valuable if I am not showing up in this way? And that's that toxic productivity, right? Being productive is amazing. It's great. We should be productive. We should be valuing our time. We should be doing things that benefit us and benefit others and bring glory to God. And, like, we should be doing those things. But when it becomes like productivity overload, that's when you really just got to take some steps back. And friends, for my last and final point, it's like I really want to emphasize the value of putting your energy in things that you don't have to work for, right? Like a lot of things that you have to work for, but start putting your value and your energy into giving back or being or serving others in your life. By that, I mean being more present for your family, being more present for your friends, right? Doing things that you don't necessarily benefit from, but you fully are sowing into, that you're fully giving yourself and your time to, and shining that light on to other people that could use your resources, that could use your time, that could use the tools, that could use your expertise, that could use your knowledge and your experience. Like lending and giving yourself in those ways, and like removing so much importance on yourself. Because I feel like we are in such I think we all have a little bit of narcissism in us, and that's just the times that we live in. And I think that with that, it is our duty to even give more of ourselves where we can and if it's appropriate. So does that look like volunteering? Does that look like spending more time with your nieces and nephews? Does that look like just raising your hand to do more things in, I don't know, in your friend group or at your church or in your neighborhood? Like what does that look like where you can remove so much importance on yourself? Because that's the thing. We are in such I gotta grab, I gotta get, I gotta do, I gotta hustle, I gotta make it, gotta, whatever. And it's just like, while that's cool, I'm guilty of it too. In what ways can I move the spotlight from myself and shine it on other areas and people and things that it can benefit as well? Just taking so much importance off of ourselves. And I know that we all have a ongoing to-do list, especially if you add on that you're a parent, if you add on that you're a caretaker in any way. Like when you add on these other responsibilities, or if you own a business, if you manage a team of people, like you add on all of these things that you're like, I have to do this, I can't drop the ball, nothing can slip through the cracks. And it's just like, sometimes it's like, just could be helpful to relax and give yourself to people or to things or to causes in a way that just removes all of the importance of yourself. I just kind of think about, this has just really been on my mind, especially with the start of the year, with just like, oh my God, the whole Q1 and maybe Q2 is all of just doing and like being uber productive and spending every minute goal setting and getting there and vision boarding and making it all happen. And while those things are important, they're very important to me as well, I'm looking at that balance piece, and I'm looking at how I can move away from toxic productivity. Like that is a goal, like an internal goal truly for me right now. So those are just some thoughts that were on my mind as we are looking toward the rest of this year. Like, where can I create more balance? Where can I reframe? Where can I use my time better? Where can I implement more active rest? And where can I stop centering myself in so many of these things and really rest in being a human being and not a human doing? And all of these things were just circulating around my mind. And I don't know if you are dealing with this, but if you are, drop a comment. Let me know, what are you doing? Let me know if you have struggled with this. So that is all, friends. Make sure that you check out Vita RX, because in this year, we are prioritizing our well-being. So get your vitamins. I have 50% off code in the description box, so definitely check that out. And I will see you all on my next video. Rest well, be well, and I hope that y'all have a good week. Bye.